As a craftsperson, you pour everything into your work. Your skill, your time, a little piece of yourself, right? Every piece is unique. It has a story. But here's the thing. In a world full of copies and mass production, how do you actually protect that story? How do you guarantee it's authentic, not just for today, but for a lifetime, and even beyond that? And that's a question, really, that every single artisan has to deal with. I mean, when someone buys one of your pieces, they're not just buying a thing, are they? No, they're investing in you, in your name, your skill, your reputation. So the real question is, how do you make sure that years down the road, maybe even for their grandkids, they can still prove without a doubt that it's a genuine piece straight from your workshop? So let's just dive into that for a second. For years, the go-to answer has been paper certificates, right? But come on, we all know the deal with those. They get lost, they get damaged, they can even be forged. Now, what if instead you had an engraved proof? Something that's physically part of the work itself. It can't be lost, it's just there, always verifiable. We're talking about a huge shift here, from a flimsy piece of paper to a truly unbreakable promise. And this really gets to the heart of a fundamental challenge, what we're calling a creator's dilemma. And the tricky part is, it's a problem that actually grows with your success. The better you do, the bigger this problem gets, and it's something every single one of us needs to have on our radar. Just think about it for a second. Which of your designs are most likely to get copied? Yep, your most popular ones. And those counterfeits, they just dilute your brand. They can seriously damage the reputation you've worked so hard to build. Without a totally rock-solid way to prove something's authentic, your buyers are just left guessing. And your incredible, unique work, it just gets lost in a sea of fakes. So, what's the solution then? Well, the good news is, it's not about learning some crazy, complex new technology. Nope. It's about embracing an evolution of a tradition that's as old as craft itself, the modern maker's mark. So what is RivetChain? Well, think of it like your digital signature, but, and this is the cool part, it's physically engraved right onto your piece. So this is way more than just a stamp. It's a direct, unbreakable link between that physical object and a digital certificate, a certificate that's permanent and can never be changed. And the best part, the whole process is designed to fit right into the workflow you already have. It's super simple. You register the piece online, you engrave its unique code. Your customer gets it, scans the code with their phone, and boom, they claim ownership. It's just a simple, clean flow that secures that piece's identity all the way from your hands to its new home. Okay, so let's get practical. How does this actually work? Let's move into our third section here, from workshop to owner. How do you take a brand new creation and give it this permanent identity? Let's walk through the actual hands-on steps. Now, this is where it gets really cool, because you can capture some incredible detail. When you register a piece, you give it a very specific name. Think about something like custom nativity for the Johnson family. That's not just a generic product entry, right? That's a permanent record of a special commission. It adds so much value and personal history to that piece's story. Okay, but I know what you're thinking. You don't want to mess up the beauty of your work. Of course not. And that's why placement is so important. The whole goal here is to be visible, but not intrusive. So for a figurine, maybe it's on the bottom of the base. For a wooden box, you put it on the inside of the lid. It just becomes this subtle, integrated mark of authenticity that actually enhances the piece instead of taking away from it. And this is what I love. This technology really meets you right where you are, in your own workshop. You get to use the tools and techniques you already know and love. Whether you're into laser engraving, chemical etching, or even good old-fashioned hand stamping, the method is completely up to you. All right, so you've marked your piece, but what's really going on under the hood? What makes the system so secure? Let's jump into our fourth section and break down exactly how your work, and maybe even more importantly, your reputation, is protected from all those forgeries out there. It really comes down to 3 key layers of protection. Okay, so layer 1, the physical engraving itself. A counterfeiter can't just print one of these on. Layer 2, the claim system. This is huge. Once the real owner claims the piece, if anyone scans a copied code, it'll show it's already owned. The fake is exposed, just like that. And finally, layer 3, your verified profile, which acts as your ultimate digital signature. And you know what? It all boils down to one super simple, crucial step that you can teach all of your customers. And it's this: always check the URL. Look, a counterfeiter might be able to copy the look of your work, but they absolutely cannot fake your unique web address. So as long as a buyer just confirms the link goes to your verified workshop name, they know it's genuine. That one simple check defeats even the most sophisticated fakes out there. It's that powerful. So the protection is obviously super robust, but getting set up yourself, it's surprisingly simple. So let's wrap this up with our final section, getting started, and I'll show you how you can be up and running in just a few minutes.
Seriously, it all boils down to just 3 simple steps. That is it, just 3 steps, and you've created your workshop's permanent home for authentication. And the best part? No complex techie setup required.
Okay, step 1, you create your account. Step 2, you claim your unique alias. This is your digital signature, something like at Oakwood Carvings. And step 3, you just build out your public profile with your story, some photos of your amazing work, and that's it. You're literally ready to start authenticating. So let's just pull this all together. On one side, you got the old way, right? It's uncertain, it relies on word of mouth, on those flimsy paper certificates we talked about. But on the other side, you have a permanent digital record, a verified profile, and a complete, totally unbreakable chain of ownership. At the end of the day, you're replacing the phrase, "just trust me," with a simple action: scan here and prove it. Because ultimately, this is all about legacy. It's about making sure that the story of your work, the proof that it came from your hands, and its journey from your workshop out into the world, isn't just lost to time. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? 100 years from now, what story will your work tell? And who will be there to verify it?